Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for WWE NXT for May 1st, 2019, and I'm going to get right into the review. We had the commentary team of Percy Watson, Mauro Ranallo, and Nigel McGuinness, and the show kicked right off with the match. It was a six-man tag team match. It was the Forgotten Sons versus Humberto Carrillo, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. I like that they kicked the show right off with this match. This was a match, that had been built in the past, month or so, since the Forgotten Sons have taken each and every single one of these guys out individually, so it made sense for them to do a six-man tag team match. Um, and I actually thought this was a pretty fun six-man tag team match. Um, the baby faces get the advantage early, and then the heels get the heat on Humberto Carrillo for a while, and eventually Danny Burch gets the hot tag, and he starts going off on everybody. He hit the dive on the outside, and then Humberto Carrillo goes to hit a suicide dive onto, I believe it was Steve Cutler, but Jackson Riker pushes him out of the way, and he inadvertently hits Oney Lorcan, and um, then it's just down to the three members of not Undisputed Era, the Forgotten Sons versus Danny Burch. And Danny Burch, since he's like a babyface, violently tries to fight the odds, but they outnumber him. And Humberto Carrillo tries to make the save, but Jackson Riker takes him out with an axe handle. And all three members of the Forgotten Sons hit like a power bomb into the knees, I believe, of Wesley Blake, and they hit the double reverse T into the double stomp combination for the win. And it made sense for the Forgotten Sons to win, and I really liked how dominant they made them look in success. Like they basically took out each and every single one of uh, the members of the babyface team, which I liked. And afterwards, they did a WWE.com exclusive interview, um, saying that anyone that gets in our business are going to be put down. So there you go. I like this though. I thought that I really like how they're building, the Forgotten Sons as a credible force in NXT. And then Kathy Kelly interviews Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, and Marina Shafir, and she gets asked if she has any regrets with the way she took out Io Shirai. And she says that she doesn't have any regrets about that. She's here to prove why she's the most dominant force in NXT. And then when Kathy Kelly asks her, "Are you just doing all this because you know that you haven't had a victory against Io Shirai?" To the point where Shayna Baszler gets so pissed off she just knocks the microphone out of Kathy Kelly's hand. And I like this. Thought it was a good interview. Nice simple way to build to the future NXT Women's Title match. Um, then we had some footage shown at the Performance Center, where you saw like them do a practice match that was being conducted by Robbie Brookside, and you see that Mia Yim and Bianca Belair are having an exchange, and they get into an argument because apparently Mia Yim dropped her name out of her mouth on the previous episode, so they get into an altercation, and it gets broken up, and Bianca Belair walks away, and now this is going to be a match for the next episode of NXT. And I like this. I like that they do things, in different parts of the world, like in NXT at airports and things like that. Kind of continue feuds, so then that they're not like all buddy outside the ring. So I like this, and I think they'll have an awesome match because they had an awesome match, um, back when Mia Yim returned. Then we had Mansoor versus Dominic Dijakovic, which was kind of interesting because this took place the same date that NXT UK was held, and he was, in a match on there as well. So I think it's kind of cool when they do that, because these shows are like tape, but they try to make it seem like sometimes that they're live, so it's kind of funny. Um, and yeah, this match actually was pretty good as well. I thought Mansoor looked pretty strong. I really like that they had Dominic Dijakovic try to go for the discus big boot like right off the bat, but Mansoor was ready for it. And he actually got some quite a bit of offense, and he had a lot of really nice high flying moves on Dominic Dijakovic, which I liked. But eventually, it's not enough to put Dominic Dijakovic away. Dominic Dijakovic wins with Feast Your Eyes, and gets the victory. And afterwards, he just tosses Mansoor out of the ring, kind of showing that he has a lack of respect for him. And Then the Velveteen Dream comes out, and this makes sense since Dominic Dijakovic called him out in his previous match, saying that he wants the NXT North American Championship, and the Velveteen Dream talks about that, and he says that he's going to sing a song to kind of show what he thinks of that, and he does his own version of the national anthem, using like his successes in NXT, which was absolutely awesome, and he even says "Dream Over," and this absolutely was awesome. I really loved this, and it was great. And then Undisputed Era was backstage, and we find out that Adam Cole on the next episode is going to have a match with Matt Riddle, and they talk about that, and they talk about everything that's going on with the NXT Championship picture. And Adam Cole brings up how Roderick Strong let the team down on the previous episode, and Roderick Strong got offended by it, so he walks off. And Bobby Fish thought that was too far, so he walks off. But Adam Cole said that it was just a joke, and even Kyle O'Reilly says it was just a joke. So I really like what they're doing here. I really like that they're kind of slowly build into like a breakup with Undisputed Era, and they're doing it very slowly. So I really like that. So yeah, I'm interested in this. Or maybe they're gonna tease us though and not break them up, which I wouldn't complain about. So I really liked all of this, and this is kind of cool that Adam Cole and Matt Riddle are gonna face off because they were originally supposed to have a match with each other, before everything that went down with Tommaso Ciampa's injury. So it's kind of cool that they're gonna finally revisit that. So yeah. Then we had the main event. It was Cassius Ohno versus Kushida. This was Kushida's debut on the main roster, not on the main roster, but in NXT. And I thought he looked relatively well. He tries to go for a handshake, but Cassius Ohno isn't shaking his hand. And, Kushida pretty much is out wrestling him. So Cassius Ohno tries to go for another handshake, but, Kushida falls for it, and Cassius Ohno hits a German suplex onto him, dominates the match for a bit, but this mainly was a showcase for Kushida, which is exactly what it should have been, to kind of, show what he could do in the ring, and that's kind of what it was. He ends up winning with the hoverboard lock, which is basically an elbow, and Cassius Ohno taps out. He didn't hit Back to the Future, which I don't think he was going to be able to do on Cassius Ohno anyway, so, whatever. But yeah, I thought Kushida had a relatively good debut. I thought he looked pretty strong. I don't know what's gonna be, his like first feud and stuff in NXT. I think that he's just gonna have the introductory stage, but I definitely expect him to have a match on Takeover, because this was the show where they announced that NXT Takeover is taking place June 1st. They just hadn't announced the venue yet, and I'll talk about that more when I review the next episode. But yeah, that was this episode of NXT. I thought it was a hell of an episode. I enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed the opening match. I enjoyed Dominic Dijakovic's match and the build up to the North American title match. I enjoyed the setup to the main event for the next episode, and that they were setting up future stuff. So I'm going to give this episode an A minus. I thought it was pretty damn awesome, and that's pretty much the end of my review. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content, because not only do I have this video that's going to go up today, but you know, rendering as we speak, and producing. I have finally the WIW Immortal review. It's actually nearly done. Producing. It's at 97%, and it's going to be going up today. So make sure you guys check that out, because that's definitely going to be some awesome stuff you don't want to miss. And check out the On the Talking Native YouTube channels for some stuff, and check out the CM Brothers channel for me and my cousins reviews of Death Note, the anime that aired in 2006 through 2008. Because we're going to be finishing that up this week, so make sure you guys tune into that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.